Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in because we are tackling what is honestly the ultimate academic showdown of 2026. Look, if you're a student right now, artificial intelligence has undeniably become your essential study companion. It's just a fact. But you know that feeling when you're staring down a massive deadline, sitting at your desk, laptop open? Which tool do you actually turn to? If you've been wondering about ChatGPT versus Claude, well, you are in the right place. We're going to break down exactly which AI assistant is the better study partner for you, drawing on some brilliant insights from the guide, AI for Everyday Use. Okay, let's just dive right into this. So, here is our roadmap for the Explainer. We'll start off with the ultimate study partner, then move into writing and deep research, followed by coding and technical subjects. After that, we'll break down features, pricing, and our verdict, before bringing it all home with using AI responsibly. Let's get to it. Section 1. The Ultimate Study Partner. Let's set the stage here. Every single student faces this exact dilemma when they sit down to work. You open your browser, you look at those two little chat boxes, and you ask yourself the most obvious question. Which one of these is actually smarter? I mean, it's the number one thing people ask about these tools, right? But here's the thing.
Actually, scratch that. That is literally the wrong question, and it brilliantly highlights a major misconception we all have. The answer isn't about raw intelligence or, which AI would crush an IQ test. It's entirely about choosing the tool that best fits the specific way you learn and the actual coursework you're doing. Think about it. You wouldn't use a hammer to turn a screw, would you?
So this is how you should mentally categorize these two powerhouses. Think of ChatGPT as your all-around assistant. It is incredibly versatile. It handles a massive range of tasks beautifully. Basically, it's your Swiss Army knife. On the flip side, you have Claude. Claude is what we're going to call the deep scholar. This tool is custom-built for polished writing and the heavy academic lifting of complex information analysis.
Section 2. Writing and Deep Research.
Now let's see how this plays out in your humanities workflow. We all know the paralysis of staring at a blank page, right? Well, these tools handle that totally differently. ChatGPT is your absolute go-to for brainstorming ideas and refining those chaotic, messy early drafts. It's like the ultimate sparring partner to get you unstuck. But if you need to actually lay down the architecture for a massive assignment, Claude generally produces incredibly natural, well-structured long-form writing. When you need that flowing, polished academic tone, Claude is definitely the heavy hitter.
And this division of labor extends directly into how you research, too. It's web discovery versus document analysis. If you're out there hunting down sources, ChatGPT excels at discovering and organizing information from across the live web. It's a fantastic retriever. But what if your professor just dropped a highly complex 60-page PDF on you? That is exactly where you bring in the deep scholar. Claude performs remarkably well when analyzing lengthy documents because it holds on to context incredibly well during long conversations. You just upload the paper, and Claude keeps track of all those complex threads without losing the plot.
Section 3. Coding and Technical Subjects. Okay, for all my computer science and STEM students tuning in, listen up. While both of these are highly capable coding partners, they have slightly different teaching styles. If you've got a pesky syntax error that's driving you completely up the wall, ChatGPT is excellent for debugging code fast. It's also a fantastic tutor for learning new languages and breaking down complex algorithms step by step. But Claude has this super unique strength. It excels at explaining why code changes are needed. It doesn't just fix your code, it walks you through the underlying logic of the fix. And honestly, that is absolutely crucial for your long-term learning, rather than just blindly copying and pasting a solution.
Section 4. Features, pricing, and verdict. So we've talked about the actual coursework, but what about the extras and, the financial realities for students? Let's look at the features beyond writing. ChatGPT basically brings an entire multimedia studio right to your dorm room. We're talking image generation, voice conversations, memory, custom GPTs, the whole shebang. Claude, conversely, intentionally focuses all its energy purely on thoughtful writing, document analysis, and careful reasoning. So, what's our quick verdict? Well, choose ChatGPT if you're creating presentations, need images, or just want one platform that does a bit of everything. But choose Claude if your life revolves around writing long essays, analyzing dense research papers, or if you demand highly polished academic writing. As for pricing, good news. Both offer very generous free plans, and their premium subscriptions are similarly priced.
Which brings us to this incredibly practical piece of advice from our source material. Check whether your university already provides access before subscribing.
Look, before you commit to eating nothing but instant ramen for a month just to afford a premium AI subscription, seriously, check if your school is already footing the bill. And remember, for a lot of students, the absolute best strategy is just maxing out the generous free versions of both before ever reaching for your wallet.
Section 5. Using AI responsibly.
All right, I want to slow down our pacing right here because we really need to talk about your non-negotiable checklist for academic integrity. Step 1. Use AI tools as a tutor, an editor, and a brainstorming partner. They are there to enhance your productivity, absolutely not to replace your own critical thinking. Step 2. Verify important information. AI can and absolutely does hallucinate facts. You must be the final editor of truth. And step 3, cite your original sources and strictly follow your institution's policies. The whole goal here is to learn smarter, not to accidentally cross the line into academic dishonesty.
Real quick, I highly recommend checking out our source for today's explainer, AI for Everyday Use. Their whole vibe is smart tools, simple solutions, every day. They put out these fantastic, unbiased guides specifically to help students, professionals, and lifelong learners make smarter everyday decisions with AI.
In fact, just to give you a quick sneak peek, the next topic they'll be exploring is how artificial intelligence is transforming learning across America and Africa. It's going to be such a fascinating look at how AI is reshaping classrooms across 2 entirely different continents, the unique challenges educators face, and what each region can learn from the other. You for sure won't want to miss that one.
But to wrap up today's showdown, the ultimate takeaway here is that there's just no universal winner. It all depends entirely on your specific workflow. Honestly, the smartest thing you can do today is just go test both free versions with your actual real-world coursework and see which one naturally clicks with your learning style. So I'm going to leave you with this final question. Armed with everything we just covered, which one will you hire for your next assignment? Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and happy studying.